What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Turnbuckle Times 10 Count. I am your host, Adam Raymer. Only me tonight. Obviously, I do the WWE side of this, and Steven does the AEW side. So, got a lot to talk about tonight. We have now converged our shows into one weekly, 10 count, which is probably going to be more like a 15 to 20 count. Going to try to keep it as short as we can for you, just kind of give our instant reactions and recaps of the shows. So tonight, I am going to cover Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. And before I do, please go hit the subscribe button, share this, review it, give us a like, give us some comments. We want your guys' feedback. We want your guys' subscriptions to this stuff. We hope you enjoy it. Again, we're just a couple of guys giving some opinions and what we think is going on. So I'm going to start off by talking. I'm going to talk about SmackDown from a couple of days ago, which was Friday, like the 17th in Knoxville. And I'm just going to get to it because I don't think it was as good as it has been. There was only 4 matches in the whole night, which is really weird to think. I mean, I know it's only a 2-hour show, and I've said this about Raw, how they need to, if Raw can get condensed down to 2 hours, it might be better. But I'll get to Raw in a minute. But SmackDown started off with Reigns coming out. The Bloodline coming out and kind of did a little promo about how Lesnar is, scared and fears Roman Reigns, whatever, Lesnar's doesn't fear anybody, I don't think. So, but I mean, even Heyman said in 20 years, he's never seen fear in his eyes. And he did see fear in his eyes about Roman Reigns. That's not the case. Did a little promo there. Big E made his way to the ring. Everybody was kind of chanting, you deserve it, which he does. I love Big E. And I'm happy for him that he is now the new WWE champion. Also, Finn Balor made his way to the ring during that, which kind of set up the first match of the night, which was the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, versus Big E and Finn Balor. Good match. You can't go wrong with those 4 guys being in a match, especially the Usos. I think the Usos are great. Obviously, a great tag team. I had them in, if you guys watched, I had them in my top 10 tag teams of all time. Just the way they work a match, they're really, and the way they work together is really, really good. And Balor and Big E actually worked well together too in that match. But good back and forth, good drama in the match. At the end, it was pretty cool. Big E hit Jimmy, I think, with the big ending, and then Balor hit Jay with the coup de grace. And then Big E was the legal man, so Big E covered Jimmy for the win. So those guys won. The next match was Boogs with Shinsuke out there and Rude with Ziggler. And I love Rick Boogs. He's very entertaining. He's actually not bad in the ring, but he's squashing these guys. Rude and Ziggler have been around for a long time, and so is Nakamura. Not in WWE as long, but Boogs is squashing these guys quickly. He, I think his finisher is the Boogs Cruise, which is pretty cool. I just want to see more from him and more from longer matches, really, with him. But Boogs ended up winning by pinfall over Robert Roode, which, by the way, I really like Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler together. I actually like Ziggler as a singles guy. He's underestimated and I think undervalued at what he can do in the ring and on the mic. So didn't really bother me. But what happened after that when Apollo Crews came out, kind of threw Nakamura into the table. Then, of course, Crews gets in the ring, asks if this is really your champion, and I think he said something like he made a mockery of the Intercontinental Champion, wants a rematch, and demands a rematch. So probably looking like a rematch set up for Extreme Rules for that Intercontinental Championship. Not 100% sure yet on that. Kevin Owens had a little promo with Happy Corbin. Didn't go well. Just kind of Corbin came out, did some choke slam, celebrate, walked off. Match isn't happening. Done. The big thing here, Seth Rollins had a good promo. Didn't wrestle. It's going back and forth with the Edge thing. A lot of people, I've heard some rumors that was Edge's last match. I just don't see that happening, but it could have been. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get sent off like that, but maybe just taking some time off for right now with the way that match ended. So we'll see what happens, but love what Rollins is doing. I hate his entrance music. I love the old just burn it down music. I do like his character better now than when he was the Monday Night Messiah and all that. I do. It's a little bit better now. But Rollins is one of those guys that can play a heel in the face well, and I don't mind what he's doing right now. So kind of see what's going next for him. Then you had a tag team match with Zelina Vega and Carmella versus Tony Storm and Liv Morgan. It was pretty decent. It was okay. Anybody that watches this and knows with me, I love Liv Morgan. I really like Tony Storm too, but I think Liv Morgan needs to be pushed more. I thought in that Money in the Bank, I thought for sure she was going to win, and me and Steven have talked about this before. I thought she was going to win and get, especially with like that 3-week push that she had on there to get into it and all that. I just think that she needs to get pushed a little more as a singles competitor and maybe fight for that title at some point. But overall, the match ended up being a count out. Tony Storm and Liv Morgan won via count out. So it was just okay to me. But also in this, we had Dominic Mysterio again versus Sami Zayn. I'm over it. I like Dominic. I actually like Sami Zayn. It's getting old at this point to me. It's getting stale. He's lost 3 times in a row to him. I don't know if they're trying to set something up with Ray and Dominic. I know Ray, I don't think wants to do that. So we'll see what happens. But Sami Zayn won by pinfall. I mean, it was quick match. Most of these matches were quick. There was a lot more promos and talking. Excuse me, on SmackDown last Friday night. So the main thing I think that happened, and it wasn't even a match, was SmackDown was in Knoxville, which is the home of Bianca Belair. Kane came out, who is Glenn Jacobs, obviously, is the mayor of Knox County, and kind of brought Bianca Belair out, hometown, set up a little promo with, of course, the man Becky Lynch, and Becky came out. They actually had a really good promo. It was really good. I'm not going to get all into that because we're already 8 minutes in. And I still got to cover Raw. But if you haven't watched it, go watch the promo. It was really good. They had a little tussle at the end. Kind of Belair was going to hit her finisher with the KOD, and then Becky slid out of it and hits the manhandle slam. Lynch walks off. Credits roll. So overall, like I said, there's only 4 real matches in the night, and I've usually been giving SmackDown a little bit better review than Raw, but I'm going to give SmackDown like a C- for last Friday. I liked what was going on, just wasn't enough wrestling for me, and the matches that they did have weren't great. So C- for SmackDown from September 17th. Now we're going to get to Raw, and Raw from tonight, which is September 20th. Some of you might not be watching this until Tuesday the 21st. And if you are, 100% appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Raw was actually really good, I thought. And you don't hear me say that often, and I'll tell you why. There's a couple of matches that I thought were really good. The opening match was the Bloodline versus the New Day. Great back and forth. It was really good, and then Big E and Reigns finally, throughout the match, got in together, and Big E looked dominant. I mean, I couldn't believe it, honestly. It was a good setup, good writing, I think, by the WWE for that. It got ruined by Lashley. He went on a rampage and just started beating the hell out of everybody, not just the New Day. Started beating the hell out of the Usos. Didn't really get to Roman Reigns. I think that match could have had a potential main event match, but what it did set up is a main event match versus Lashley versus Roman Reigns versus Big E. And we'll get to that. I'll end on that match. So after that was Eva versus Doudrop. Same old shit, different story. Obviously we're getting tired of that. Like Doudrop, think she's good in the ring. Eva, horrible in the ring. Great to look at. Very beautiful woman. Still can't wrestle. Like I said, same old shit, different story. I don't know what else to say on that. My second favorite match of the night was Randy Orton versus AJ. This is a main event at WrestleMania, if you want it to be. They are two of the best to ever do it. If you had a top 10 of all time, those two would probably be in it. Be hard to leave them out. The match was great. It was back and forth, had the drama that you wanted in a wrestling match. I think Omos ended up getting banned from ringside, which it didn't really do a whole lot, but a couple of times Orton tried to go for an RKO and AJ stopped himself, and they kind of went back and forth looking at each other. But Orton did win. I think it went to 2 commercials too, so it was a longer match. But Orton did end up winning via the RKO, and I'm pretty sure that's setting up a tag team title rematch for Extreme Rules. So great match though. It's A. It was an A for me on that match. I'm not going to grade every match, but I just thought that one, it was my second favorite match of the night. So then you actually had something. It was Nia versus Shayna. Very interesting tonight. We kind of thought and saw that this was going to happen, a split, but Shayna pretty much dominated Nia all over the ring. It ended up continuing outside where she threw her into the steps, kind of smashed her shoulder with a kick, did her little patent and hold her, her wrist kind of down on the ring steps, and then jammed her elbow or shoulder, whatever she does there. And Nia Jax sold that a little too, oversold it. She was screaming and writhing in pain, but Shayna almost looked like she didn't want to do it and then did it, kind of walked off. Didn't know if she really wanted to do that again, but it didn't last long. The match didn't, but it was very shocking to see them let Shayna Baszler kind of walk all over Nia Jax. So going to see where that goes. Something interesting that happened was I didn't know that this was happening, and I haven't been on Twitter a lot lately to follow this, but they paired Garza and Carrillo together, which I think they're cousins in real life, but as a tag team, and they had them against Mansoor and Ali. It was a short match, but I thought they looked really good together as a tag team. We haven't seen much from them lately, especially Angel Garza. You saw Carrillo a little bit against Sheamus in that U.S. title thing that was going on when he was the one who broke Sheamus's nose. But very interesting. Could be something to look at with the tag team titles or tag team division. I'm not going to put them in the title picture yet, but trying to make another tag team. I actually like it. I think it fits well. So something to look at. Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley versus Natty and Tamina for the tag team championships was the next match. Now, before they did that, they come out and Nikki and Rhea did a good little promo for Connor's Cure, which is always, I love when they do this. It's a great foundation. I actually bought some stuff. I'm going to Raw on October 4th in Nashville, and I bought some stuff tonight to go to wear to the show, and I actually donated like $5 to it. So if you guys can go look that up, Connor's Cure. You can go to the WWE website and see it and donate if you can. Obviously, it helps kids with pediatric cancer. So very, very, very awesome charity to donate to. All I can say about that match is holy shit. I can't believe they let Rhea and Nikki win. And they won via roll up, which Steven hates roll ups. So do I, but Steven really hates roll ups. But not very long match. It was just okay. I'm just shocked that they won. Again, they're trying to make it like RK Bro 2.0. I just don't get it as much as I get RK Bro, but at first some people didn't get RK Bro either, and it seems to be working out. So I just don't like Nikki ASH, honestly, as that superhero shit. So whatever you guys think about it, but they did win the titles, so they are the new women's tag team title holders. You had Alexa's Playground. Charlotte was the guest. Freaking great promo, by the way. Both of them. It was a great promo. It was probably 10 minutes long. Really sets up the match for Extreme Rules. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think Alexa's going to win, but never know. I just don't think they're going to take the title off Charlotte that quickly after she just won it back. So it's a very interesting match, and I love Alexa Bliss, and I'm very, very excited to see her back in the picture wrestling again. So we'll see what happens. The semi-main event, I guess you could say it wasn't really a main event. It's the match before the main event. Was Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Good match. The stipulation was if Jeff Hardy won, he got inserted into the U.S. title match at Extreme Rules against I'm sorry, guys. I'm under the weather. I'm coughing a lot. He got inserted in the U.S. title match at Extreme Rules versus Damian Priest and Sheamus. So Hardy ended up winning. It was actually a pretty good match. I really like Sheamus and how aggressive he is. And if you're not a fan of Jeff Hardy, then you're not a fan of pro wrestling. He's a daredevil. He's been doing it for so long. We talked about him before. Me and Steven have on our other shows. It was a good match. I just hated the way it ended. It ended with a roll up. So, but he did win. So it sets up a triple threat match at Extreme Rules for the United States Championship. Again, I think Priest wins that. He just won it recently, and I think they're going to keep pushing him. So it was a good match, but and again, Jeff Hardy did win to get inserted into that, so it makes it a little bit better match, I think, for Extreme Rules. My match of the night was the main event. It was Lashley versus Reigns versus Big E. It was crazy, so much back and forth, big time things happened in it. You're only going to hear me say this once. Bobby Lashley actually didn't look horrible tonight. He didn't look horribly stiff like a 2x4 like I always call him. He actually looked pretty decent. Big E looked great. Roman Reigns is, to me, the best wrestler / character in WWE right now. Love what he's doing. Love what WWE's done with him. If they've done something right, they've done something right with him. Reigns ended up winning this match. I thought Big E was going to pull it out, but Lashley ended up coming in, getting a chair. Since it was triple threat rules, no DQ, Lashley ended up beating the shit out of Big E with a chair. Reigns rolls back in the ring, spears him. 1, 2, 3. But that's the low version of that match, you guys. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It was a really good match. It went 2 or 3 commercial breaks. It was about 25-minute match. Look, that's Raw in a recap. That was about 10 minutes. I am actually going to give Raw a B+ for tonight. And I don't know if I've ever done that. I think I might have given last week's maybe a B-. I'm still not at the A. But it was put together well. There was a couple of dumb things in there. Actually, overall, the only really ugly thing that I saw was Eva versus Doudrop. Everything else was either okay or good or great to me. So I'm going to give it a B+. Monday Night Raw for September 20th. So again, try to keep these short, guys. We appreciate. I know it's 20 minutes, but we're doing 2 shows. In one little episode here. But again, please go subscribe, share, review. If you guys love it, do it. If you don't, hell, throw it in the comments and let us know. Again, we're just here to talk shit and give our unfiltered opinion, and we're just fans. We're not wrestleticians like our boy Justin is, that's on our live streams all the time. But it's just something fun for us that we like to do. Again, if you like it, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys on Thursday for our live show. We appreciate you guys.